Good evening. I'd like to call to order tonight's East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors meeting. Tonight's meeting has been advertised to be held in person and online using Zoom with login and call-in information posted on our website. Tonight's video and audio is being recorded. For tonight's meeting, Robert's rules will still apply, and the meeting will be run by the chairman, who will be assisted by an employee managing the Zoom site. During the meeting, in order to offer comment, you must be recognized by the chairman. East Hempfield Township's public comment rules will apply for all public comment. You must be a resident or business owner in the township to speak. You must identify yourself by name and address before speaking and sign the guest log for meeting minute purposes, or follow the chat procedure that is outlined online. Comment is limited to 3 minutes and must be about the agenda item being discussed, with the exception of public comment for non-agenda items. No action will be taken on any non-agenda item of a non-emergency nature during the public comment period for non-agenda items. All comments should be directed towards the board. We will now move on to our first agenda item, and I would ask that you would join me and rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And now the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if I step in here. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name's Tom Bennett. I'm the vice chair here at the Board of Supervisors. And as many of you know, in a few short weeks, we will see 3 members of the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors end their respective terms in service to our community. In recognition, it seems appropriate that each be recognized for their term of service in a special way with a proclamation recognizing their faithful and reliable service to the township. Scott Wigglesworth will be leaving the Board of Supervisors on January the 5th after having served the East Hempfield community for more than 10 years. Scott's steady hand has provided strong leadership as board chairman and vice chairman over many years. Primarily, Scott has addressed many important land planning and development issues, most notably bringing the construction of a second world-class healthcare facility to our township. Additionally, along with Scott Russell and Roger Brubaker, all can take pride in and be given some level of credit for the following numerous important accomplishments in the township. And we have them listed up there, but just bear with me, we'll go through them quickly. Okay, from a roadway projects completed standpoint, improvements to Farmingdale Road and Orville and Marietta Pike. A state road, the new road there near the hospital, and obviously the Centerville Road project was a major project in the township, one of the bigger ones in the county also. Route 72 and Lidditz Pike, where we put in a temporary signal, recognizing that there was some danger there for motorists, and we've had some serious injuries. So from there, we went to bridge projects completed. We replaced bridges on Holland Street, Old Roystown Road. We've got a Derry Road bridge replacement underway right now, and we're also working on a Church Street bridge situation. From Parks and Rec standpoint, we created master plans for Amos Herr, Knoll, Thorward, and Indian Springs parks. We created, we created Amos Herr Park expansion and wetlands, and we've expanded the walking trail there. From an administration standpoint, have a new township manager and police chief. We've had several successful contract negotiations with the police. We've hired an emergency management coordinator, chief fire official, and deputy fire official. We've restructured the management of the Four Seasons Golf Course by creating the Recreation Authority, which now operates in the black, and many other accomplishments there from an administration standpoint. From a planning standpoint, we've created a township official map, and we have a comprehensive plan was rewritten. Zoning and subdivision documents were updated. We've also did a historical properties inventory for the East Hempfield community. From an infrastructure standpoint, we maintained an aggressive annual paving initiative, averaging $1 million annually. We completed the expansion of the police department, and we added an additional building to our public works area. All three of these people have led the charge. Scott is chairman this year. Finally, I'd like to say it's been my pleasure to have served with these three individuals. I will miss their wise counsel, and hopefully there's nothing but good in the future for all three, but certainly for Scott. And with that, I'd like to read the proclamation this year, or proclamation for Scott. This is resolution of recognition number 2025-30, whereas W. Scott Wigglesworth demonstrated an unwavering commitment to public service and has diligently served the residents of East Hempfield Township as a dedicated member of the Board of Supervisors and elected auditor. And whereas W. Scott Wigglesworth has consistently exhibited a profound dedication to the betterment of our community, advocating for the interests and well-being of its residents. And whereas W. Scott Wigglesworth was elected to serve as a member of the East Hempfield Township Auditors from January 2008 to January 2016. And whereas W. Scott Wigglesworth was subsequently elected to the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors, serving from January the 16th through January the 2026. And during that time held the position of vice chair from 2021 and 2022, and chairman from 2022 to 2023 and 2025. So 3 times he was the chairman. Whereas W. Scott Wigglesworth unselfishly devoted countless hours of service to the betterment of the quality of life for the residents of East Hempfield Township. And whereas the commitment and dedication of W. Scott Wigglesworth to serve East Hempfield Township and its residents cannot be questioned, as he has served the community with integrity, diligence, and professionalism. And now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors of East Hempfield Township, acting on behalf of its residents, does hereby commend and sincerely thank W. Scott Wigglesworth for his generous and dedicated service and for his lasting contributions to the present and future of East Hempfield Township. Resolved further that this acknowledgement be entered into the official record of the East Hempfield Township, serving as a lasting tribute to the exemplary public service of W. Scott Wigglesworth. Scott, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn it to you to pick up the baton.
If you
Okay.
could, Tom, yeah, if you could pick up, yeah. If you could do a resolution motion
Okay,
for Scott's.
all right. For the resolution for W. Scott Wigglesworth, hang on a second. All right, I'll hear a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-30 honoring W. Scott Wigglesworth. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A motion for Mr. Johnson. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I hear a second for Mr. Brubaker. Motion for Mr. Johnson, second for Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Actually, I did abstain. I couldn't,
Okay.
didn't want to. vote.
All right, we'll make it 3. We'll make it 3-0.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. It's been an honor to serve. I've enjoyed my time here. It's been very, very rewarding. And I wish all the best to the new people that will be coming on board next year, and all the best for the township. I think our brightest days are still ahead of us, and there's a lot of good things that still can be accomplished. With that, it was my privilege to serve with Scott Russell, and he was on the board when I came on the board. He was a big influence on me. he will be sorely missed by the township. His experience as an engineer, specifically a civil engineer, and all of the knowledge that he brought in reference to municipal government is just hard to find. And his leadership was key on so many projects. The two major road projects, I firmly do not believe would have been completed in the timely fashion that they were without his help and guidance to navigate us through that process. And with that, I would like to ask Mr. Russell to rise so that everybody can see who he is here. He's here with us tonight. And I would like to read the resolution for Mr. Russell. Whereas H. Scott Russell has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the public service and has diligently served the residents of East Hempfield Township as a dedicated member of the Board of Supervisors, and whereas H. Scott Russell has consistently exhibited a profound dedication to the betterment of our community, advocating for the interests and well-being of its residents, and whereas H. Scott Russell was elected to the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors, serving from January 2010 through November 2026, and during that time held the position of Vice Chairman in 2014 and 2024, and Chairman from 2015 to 2021. Was a long run and a big burden. And whereas Scott Russell unselfishly devoted countless hours of service to the betterment of the quality of life to the residents of East Hempfield Township, and whereas the commitment and dedication of H. Scott Russell to East Hempfield Township and its residents cannot be questioned, as he has served the community with integrity, diligence, and professionalism. And now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors of East Hempfield Township, acting on behalf of its residents, does hereby commend and sincerely thank H. Scott Russell for his generous and dedicated service and for his lasting contributions to the present and future of East Hempfield Township. Resolved further that the acknowledgement be entered into the official records of East Hempfield Township, serving as a lasting tribute for the exemplary public service of H. Scott Russell. Thank you. Yes. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-32?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. And up next, we have Mr. Brubaker. Mr. Brubaker joined our board in 2023. 2024. And he brought with him a vast knowledge of business experience. And he has just been a calm, steady hand on the board. And I appreciate your wisdom, and your timing is often impeccable when you chime in, and it's just been a pleasure to get to know you. He's getting confused here. Okay. Whereas Roger Brubaker demonstrated an unwavering commitment to public service and has diligently served the residents of East Hempfield Township as a dedicated member of the Board of Supervisors, and whereas Roger Brubaker has consistently exhibited a profound dedication to the betterment of our community, advocating for the interests and well-being of its residents. Whereas Roger Brubaker has appointed to the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors, fulfilling a vacated term of office from January 2024 through January of 2026. And whereas Roger Brubaker unselfishly devoted countless of hours of service to the betterment and quality of life of the residents of East Hempfield Township. And whereas the commitment and dedication of Roger Brubaker to East Hempfield Township and its residents cannot be questioned, as he has served the community with integrity, diligence, and professionalism. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors of East Hempfield Township, acting on behalf of all of its residents, does hereby commend and sincerely thank Roger Brubaker for his generous and dedicated service and for his lasting contributions to the present and future of East Hempfield Township. Resolve further that this acknowledgement be entered into the official records of East Hempfield Township, serving as a lasting tribute to the exemplary public service of Roger Brubaker. Thank you, Mr. Brubaker. With that, is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-31?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Right. Well, now we will get along with our regular agenda. Our first item up for
Excuse me.
business.
Yeah. I'd like to share some comments.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Just, I've been a supervisor for 2 years now, started with Roger, and we never talked about this before, but I'm I'm the Democrat, like I'm the new guy, the Democrat in the room. And again, we've never discussed this publicly before. And I just wanted to say, for the 3 people that are leaving, I felt like very accepted right from the start when Scott called me the day after the election to welcome me aboard. That meant a lot. And I just want to say I've always felt accepted and listened to and appreciated. I never felt there was any like talk behind back or anything like that. So I think it's worth expressing that, Republicans and Democrats can get along. You guys have taught me everything you knew. I never felt information was withheld. So I just want to congratulate the 4 of you for, accepting me and nurturing me. So I think that's important to say and didn't want that to go unsaid as you guys are leaving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you saying that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it,
All
Bob.
right.
So up next, we have our consent agenda. The consent agenda is pretty routine items that typically require very little discussion or debate, such as approving minutes and invoices. Is there any comments from anyone on the board in reference to the consent agenda?
No comment.
Okay.
None.
Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through F as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so motion by Mr. Bennett, second by Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Up next, we have action items, the Hess Auction Storage Building Sketch Plan.
Amanda Groff with Harbor Engineering here on behalf of the Hempfield Auction Group for the sketch plan. So we're here for an approval for modification of the preliminary plan process. Property is Thank you.
Did I start over?
If you don't mind, then Zoom can hear you.
Got it. All right. Good evening, Amanda Groff with Harbor Engineering here on behalf of the Hess Auction Group. We're here for the sketch plan tonight and asking for an approval of modification of the preliminary plan. The property is 7.4 acres. It's in the rural business district, and the property is currently agricultural. We're proposing a storage building. It's just under 10,000 square feet, and it's intended to be used for the Hess Auction Group. Their property is to the north at 768 Greystone Road. So this building would have this building and the property would have no employees, no restrooms, no water sewer. So it'd strictly be storage, and accessory to their existing property to the north. There is an ADA parking space as well as other parking spaces shown, but the rest of the spaces are really for trailer storage, or trailers to be parked there. So not really vehicles, more so trailers. The HOP is also in progress for the access to Greystone Road. And then, like I said, we are asking for modification of the preliminary plan processing.
Pretty routine item here. Any questions from the board?
No, I'm okay with this.
No?
I have none. Any questions or comments from the audience on this? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve a preliminary plan waiver request for the Hess Auction Storage Building Project Township File 2514-01, subject to staff and engineering comments?
So moved.
A motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you.
I'm also here for the next one.
Okay.
So the next project is 200 Running Pump Road Stormwater Management Plan. It's currently has the RCW Athletic Club. It's a 6.5 acre property. We had prepared the stormwater plan earlier in the year for a roof to go over the existing padel courts that are closer to Running Pump Road as shown there. The project was put on hold until the property was rezoned, which you may remember was done just this fall. I think it was in October, which changed the zoning from low-density residential to enterprise. So the project, like I said, is just a stormwater plan to put a roof over the padel courts that are there now. And then we have the stormwater infiltration bed proposed to the north of that. We are asking for one modification of the stormwater ordinance, and that's for section 260-19A2C regarding the loading ratios. This is a karst area, so the requirement is 3-to-1 impervious and 5-to-1 total. And we're requesting to go to 3.5 impervious and 6.2 for the total. And those are supported by the geologist, and I believe the township engineer was also in favor of that modification request.
Okay. Again, any questions from the board on this?
No, I was at the planning meeting when this was discussed, and things seem to go well, so sounds good.
Okay.
No problem. No questions.
Any questions or comments from the audience on this one? Okay. Hearing none, then, is there a motion to approve modification request number 1 for 200 Running Pump Road Stormwater Management Plan and Township File 25-301, subject to all staff and engineering comments?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Brubaker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next on our agenda, we have a supervisor vacancy that was created to fill Mr. Russell's position, who we just honored We had 6 candidates apply for that position, and we were blessed with an abundance of talent. I thought we had a difficult time the last time we did this, and this time around it was even harder. All of the candidates who applied for the seat were exceptionally qualified. Each one, in my view, I interviewed them all, demonstrated a genuine motivation for seeking this position. They were driven by a commitment to public service rather than a personal or single issue agenda. Moreover, each of the candidates expressed a deep appreciation for East Hempfield Township and believed it to be an outstanding place to live and work, and only wanted to make it better. That being said, we can only choose one candidate. So there's going to be 5 candidates that are not chosen. And I would just encourage, as I did in my interview with each one of you, to please, if you were not selected, stay involved. The township will need to fill positions in the next few years. There's always vacancies on the Planning Commission, Zoning Hearing Board. I'm not sure if the comp plan will require any volunteer effort, but if it does, each one of these individuals, I believe, would be an excellent candidate for that. Given the high caliber of the applicant pool that we had to deal with, my decision on how I decided to rank the candidates was guided primarily by 2 key criteria. The candidates understanding the role and responsibilities of a township supervisor and their demonstrated knowledge of current township affairs. For me, in this regard, there was one candidate that did stand out, specifically because of his grasp of the current state of affairs in East Hempfield. There was one candidate that exhibited a clear understanding of the township's financial situation, including the ongoing discussion regarding a tax increase that's taken place for months and the specific factors necessitating it. There was one person, this person was one of 2 candidates who recognized the significant decline in volunteer firefighters and its direct impact on public safety expenditures and the overall budget. There was one of only 2 candidates who could articulate a thorough awareness of the township's traffic challenges and identified the next priority location for the next major traffic improvement. This person was one of 3 candidates who were familiar with the prior board's supervisor's resolution pledging not to rezone agricultural land north of 283, as well as the underlying rationale for that pledge. And this person was also one of 3 candidates that acknowledged the township's plans for the Knoll Road Park, including the discussed phased development approach, as well as the strategic effort to partner with external organizations, beginning with HYA to share costs. And based on his understanding of the township's current priorities and challenges, for me, I believe Alex Tran is the best prepared to contribute effectively on day one. But I want to hear from each board member. That's currently where I'm at, and I'd like to start with you, Bob, and just work our way down.
Okay. So there's 2 ways to become a supervisor in East Hempfield Township, and one is by an election. So in that case, the candidates present a case to the voters that they are the best person to represent them for the township for the next 6 years. The second method is by appointment, which is what we're talking about tonight. So current supervisors select an applicant based on their ability to quickly steer the community for the next 2 or less years, 2 years in this case, And it's very helpful if they have experiences that they can employ right away, hit the ground running. So we have, I agree with the first half of what Scott said, 6 exceptional candidates. And as I talked to each one, I could see strengths that we really could take advantage of in East Hempfield Township for all of them. But given that we have 2 newly elected supervisors and we've lost Scott Russell, who has a very strong municipal planning background, I feel like the board has a weakness in that area. Fortunately, we have 2 applicants with a strong municipal planning background that can hit the ground running for the next 2 years. So Dwight Rohrer has been on the East Hempfield Township Planning Board for many years. He has knowledge of the majority of developments in East Hempfield and would be a great replacement for Scott. His contribution to the township has been significant. In a way, Dwight has been preparing for this opportunity for many years, and I think would be a great benefit to the township and to Dwight after a lot of years of service to select him. Secondly, Richard Hendricks also has 10 years of planning experience in Lancaster Township. He's also been an HOA president for the past 3 years and learned about zoning and land planning from that side of it. His interview revealed strong mentoring skills, and I learned a lot in my 1 hour with Richard that things I didn't know. I would, during our interview, and I'd look forward to that continuing if he was selected. I think I can learn a lot from Richard. And, I can go on, and everyone else was very good too. But Dwight Rohrer and Richard Hendricks are the 2 candidates that I would vote yes for. But, I look forward to hearing everyone else's opinion on this if they agree that one of those 2 should be pursued. Then I would vote appropriately. So, thank you.
Okay, again, I'd like to start by thanking all the individuals for volunteering to serve. I hope that all will continue to engage in future service to our municipality.
Mr. Bennett, could you please pull your mic closer? I'm sorry.
I
to
had
interrupt.
an opportunity to interview all the candidates in a good way, good interviews, excellent feedback, and a good knowledge of our township and what the challenges are. Without reviewing what Scott said, one of the things that I would add to Alex Tran would be that he is known in the community. He campaigned in the community at the last election. He was a number 3 vote getter. He expressed a strong desire to run for future elected position. He's an immigrant to our country, served our country in the military, and is currently serving as a military officer in the U.S. Army. He has a considerable leadership experience in his current business and professional career. And I think for those things, as well as what Scott had indicated in his comment, I believe Alex is the best candidate for the position at this time. And again, I appreciate all the effort by everyone else, but there'll be more opportunity out there, I believe, to help our community down the road. So with that, that's where I land.
Mr. Brewer.
Okay. I as well would like to thank everyone who put their name in the hat for the position. It was just amazing talking to everyone, and with the interviews, I as well interviewed everyone, and was just impressed with the depth of knowledge and experience with everyone who applied. And again, thinking about what makes a good board, in my opinion, we don't want everyone here having the same exact background. We want a diverse background of folks sitting up here at the table, I think, and just trying to look at each candidate and what they would bring to the table in their background, and what I think we could make best use of moving forward. For me, it was you know, well, and I want, the other one thing I wanted to mention was also what Bob brought up as far as being able to hit the ground running. I think there were two candidates that were the strongest in that regard, especially considering the appointment situation. So I think there are two candidates that really met that criteria very well. And of those two, I felt as though Alex Tran was the person with the most emergency services and public safety background. And with the challenges that we have, that we're facing, you know, really coming up I mean, you know, the increases in the taxes that we're doing for next year is pretty much of a direct result of increasing public safety and EMS and fire services costs. So I felt as though Alex would bring to the table, compared to the other candidates, a little bit more of a background there, and hopefully bring some new ideas to tackle that challenge that we have, that we're facing moving forward. So because of that, I would lean toward Alex Tran, but again, I was just amazed at pleased with the depth of the candidates that applied. And thank you. So thank you very much. It was very enjoyable getting to meet you and learn more about you.
Are there any other comments or questions here from the board right now?
No.
With that, we'll open it up to the audience for comments. Is there anybody here from the audience that would like to make a comment? Ms. Lefevre, if you could come to the microphone.
Good evening, members of the board and fellow folks from East Hempfield Township. About 30 years ago, Daniel Rohr, Dwight's father, stopped by my home. He said, "Ed, I'm going to finally retire." And he was retiring from long service to East Hempfield Township. He said, "Ed, I think you ought to become involved in the Planning Commission." And I did, and I was. And I served many years, as many of you know. It was only a few years ago that I even learned that Dwight was registered Democrat, unlike his father, as a Republican. And I will tell you that in all the years I've known Dwight, it didn't matter what his politics might have been. He did the job in planning that needed to be done. And I compliment Mr. Johnson for the fact that he has served on this board for 2 years. Few people would even know his registration, to my observation. He has been a gentleman, he has served, and I recognize that as necessary here at East Hempfield, very much so. I have gotten to know Richard. I'm having a little senior moment. We know that I'm talking about Richard. And I was always impressed from first knowing him of his occupational career before my knowledge of him in Armstrong World Industries, and also his serving in Lancaster Township. And I believe he'd still be there, save for the fact that he wanted to downsize and a life change and came to East Hempfield for that reason. Both of these gentlemen, in my opinion, are experienced in what the board needs. It is very important that we have knowledge on the Planning Commission. Now, going back to voter registration, I believe in balance. And as many of us know, starting in January, there will be 3 Democrats by registration, and it's obvious there will be at least 1 Republican. I have to say, I believe it would be appropriate, in light of Dwight's service to East Hempfield Township, that he be considered to be able to become a member of this board and support going forward in East Hempfield Township. It could make a balance, and that could be significant in that Robert's rules require the chairman not to make motions, but for the other members of that board to make motions and bring them forward. And only if there is a tie vote is that chair supposed to vote. I've made this point before. It is significant. It has not been observed. I believe that with Mr. Rohr on the board, that function would be better facilitated. As a resident of East Hempfield Township, my support is for Dwight Rohr. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here who would like to make comment tonight? Okay. Is there anyone online on Zoom? Okay. Okay, gentlemen, we have before us a decision to make. As I'm sitting here and I counted the basic numbers, I think there's 3 of us that were good with Alex Tran. Mr. Johnson, that understand that's not the case with you. You would favor either Dwight or Richard.
Correct.
Okay. So at this point, I will entertain a motion to appoint someone. If somebody wants to make that motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Alex Tran to fill the vacancy in the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors.
Okay. Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
Okay, there's a second. Motion by Mr. Bennett, a second by Mr. Brubaker. All of those in favor to appoint Alex Tran to the Township Board of East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors to fill the unexpired term of Scott Russell till January 2028, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 3-1. Thank you.
Mr. Wigglesworth. And let me add, just as you extended, I probably wasn't your choice to be on the board, but just as you extended a welcome to me, I'd like to welcome Alex.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And again, I cannot stress enough, going through this interview process, I almost felt like the candidate should be interviewing me and not the other way around. The 6 candidates that we interviewed were highly qualified, and Mr. Lefevre pointed out the qualifications of 2. I mean, we could really get into all 6 of them if we took the time right now. Their accomplishments, their work history, they're very serious people. And again, my request to you is still the same, that you please stay involved. We could only pick one, and there will be opportunities in the future for all of you if you want them. Up next, we have the Roots Anniversary banners.
So Roots Market recognized their 100th anniversary in 2025. They erected banners the board approved last year at this time. What they'd like to do is extend that for another year. If there's no objections on the board, and I would need a motion.
I have no problem with this. Does anybody?
Have we had any complaints or any problem, traffic or visibility or?
No.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Was there a reason given why?
There was not.
I don't know if I make it to 100.
I get it. And I would be in favor of allowing them until the 250th anniversary. That's what I would
Okay.
think, but, I mean, I've got no problem really giving them a blanket, additional time, whatever they need.
Any comments from the audience on this or concerns? Any from Zoom? Okay. I mean, I'm good for letting them have it for another year. I think there's enough room for us to put up all the flags and all the things that we need to do for the 250th anniversary, as well as celebrating their heritage. Um,
Okay.
So is there a motion to extend the placement of the Ritz anniversary banners until December 2026?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. The 2026 budget and tax rate. Would have been my pleasure to serve 10 years and not have to vote for a tax increase, but that was not meant to be. Our township has been very conservative in its spending, and I believe we've done a good job. We have not raised taxes since 2008. But right now, the driving forces that we're facing, and we touched on this a little bit earlier, the rising costs of public safety, providing fire service, EMS, has really been a driver the last few years, in addition to the inflation that everyone is dealing with at this point. We've talked about it. I believe we've prepared the residents for this for months. Is there anything anybody else would like to say on the board in regards to this?
No.
I just think that we have well prepared the residents and the community for this particular issue, and hate to do it, but it's a necessity, particularly as it comes to emergency services in the township. We really have that running out, almost out of control at this point. So this will go a long way to addressing that situation.
Ms. Schweitzer, did you have any comments?
The proposed budget has been advertised for public inspection. It was adopted by the board several meetings ago. It's been on your agenda since then. So you're ready to adopt the tax rate based on the proposed budget.
Are there any comments from the audience on this matter? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-33, setting the real estate tax rate at 1.51 mils with the following distribution to township funds: 0.80 mils to the general fund, 0.55 mils to the fire fund, and 0.16 mils to the capital reserve fund.
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Brubaker. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 4-0. And then motion to adopt Resolution 2025-34, adopting the 2026 township budget, which reflects a real estate millage rate of 1.51 mils.
So moved.
Okay. Motion for Mr. Bennett.
Second.
Second for Mr. Brubaker. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Harrisburg Pike signal upgrade, Ms. Schweitzer.
So the Harrisburg Pike signal upgrades for Hemlock and Good are out for bid. And we'd like to kind of backtrack a little bit and get your authorization to bid so that we can open the bids on 1/6, and then they would be considered for award on your 1/21 meeting. This is simply upgrades to the existing lights regarding loop detectors is now going to radar. And I think there's some crosswalk changes being made.
Any comments or concerns from the board?
No, I'm fine.
No.
Any comments or concerns from the audience on this? Okay, any from Zoom? Okay, on this, hearing none, is there a motion to authorize bidding for the Harrisburg Pike at Hemlock and Good Drive signal upgrade project with an anticipated bid opening of January 6th, 2026?
So moved.
Okay, motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Leaf collection contract extension.
So we have a contract with our leaf collector, and it includes 2 extension years. So he is requesting that we take action on one of the extension years, which will move him into 2026. His contract, based on past history and number of loads, amount to about 176,000. And it's already in the budget process.
So again, routine item.
Yeah,
They've been with
basically.
us. Any comments from the board on this?
No.
None.
Any comments?
Just for the record, it's LY Services.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the audience? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to authorize the signing of the leaf collection contract, 2nd-year extension to LY Service Group LLC?
So moved.
A motion for Mr. Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Brubaker. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay. Jeremy Mann's appointment as zoning officer.
I recently hired Jeremy Mans to fill a vacant position in the Public Works Department. After further discussion with him and his history, he was better suited to be the zoning officer for the township. And we are moving through some various retirements and changes. So this is a motion that you would need to provide so that he can then issue citations on behalf of the township.
Okay. Any questions, comments from the board on this?
None.
No.
Any from the audience? Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to appoint Jeremy Mans as the township zoning officer, which provides him the right to issue citations on behalf of the township?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Brubaker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Up next, we have the 2026 meeting calendar.
So the meeting calendar is fairly standard in terms of what you see before you. We actually do one advertisement for the Board of Supervisors, the Traffic Commission, the Zoning Hearing Board, Planning Commission, and the Recreation Authority. I know that there has been some discussions on the board members regarding possible changes to the timing. But I did want to tell you that in terms of the Board of Supervisors meetings, we have a January reorganization meeting on 1/5, which starts at 4:30. And then we have a scheduled budget meeting in October that also starts at 4:30.
Any comments?
Yes, we were between the next year's board members, Tom, myself, and Carly and Darren, who happen to be sitting in the back row, and discussions with the staff, we are contemplating or encouraging a start time for this meeting to 6 p.m. instead of 7. It seemed to work with people's calendars, so that's what I'd like to offer or propose and discuss now to, and I've already talked to Tom and Carly and Darren and Cindy checked with the staff. So that's, I'd like to propose that change.
No, I think if you guys are all on board with that, I see no reason to change it if that's what you want. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, like Chief Brubaker, was that? Good, okay. Yeah.
It's working 7 or 6, right?
Yep, I'll be here either way.
Mr. Johnson, in terms of the Traffic Commission then, did you want to set that at 5:30 or 5, or what did you want to do with that?
Tom?
Again, we've had some discussion about the traffic commission moving forward. Right now, it's scheduled for quarterly meetings next year, correct?
Every other month.
Or every other month, every 2 months. I believe that we need to do some checking before we can make, the traffic commission is in place by ordinance in the township, right? So we would need to change an ordinance in the township to change anything having to do with the traffic commission itself. So that might be something that we would want to just, any action there, table for now, I would suggest.
I can pull that from the ad and then just rerun a second ad for those meetings. If that's what you wish.
Meetings being every other month.
Right now, they're scheduled every other month, or we could just schedule them for every month, which is what we've been doing, but we've only hold them actually every other. They're technically canceled every other month.
But they're scheduled at 6 PM, which is the
Yes.
time you're listing for your board meeting. So it would need to be a different
Yeah,
time.
we'd have to change the time to begin with.
Yes, so on that chart, I think if we would just change the traffic commission to 5:30 PM and leave everything else the same, that's suitable for now, or,
Okay,
it- it- yeah, I mean, we don't know who's on the traffic commission yet next year, so that could be a future discussion, but I think for now, you'd like to have a result or something to propose, or,
either that, or I take it off, or I just advertise the January meetings. I do have to advertise for the January 5th meeting and the auditors.
Let's just advertise it for 5:30. Can we advertise it for 5:30? Just every month.
Every month?
And then if we don't need a traffic commission meeting, we just cancel. That's
Okay.
all, at least for now. And then, make that change, then leave it alone, see how that works, and then go from there.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
agreed.
Okay. So if I understand and followed all of the discussion here, we're going to adopt the 2026 meeting as amended, which means we're going to move the Board of Supervisor meetings that were originally scheduled for 7 PM to 6 PM. And we're going to move Traffic Commission to 5:30 PM. Is that correct?
Each month, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions or comments from the board on this? Okay. Any comments or questions from the audience on the change in the meeting times? Okay. Any from Zoom? Okay. So hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the 2026 meeting calendar as amended, moving the Board of Supervisors meetings from 7 PM to 6 PM and the Traffic Commission meeting that was scheduled to occur at 6 PM to 5:30 PM?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second for Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Up next, office hours, removing extended Wednesday office hours currently from, is it currently 5:30 and it would go back to 4?
Correct.
Okay. And again, I think the rationale from staff was that it's just not, we're not getting any traffic through between 4 and 5:30. Bob, the only thing I wanted to make sure is you were okay with that change.
Yes.
Okay.
And just to clarify that 4 to 5:30, the rest of the staff goes home. Those hours are manned by salaried staff. So even if someone comes in to talk to the zoning officer, they're not here.
Right. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments from the audience on this? Okay. Any from Zoom? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to set the administrative office hours from Monday through Friday, 8 AM to 4 PM?
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Bennett. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries
Thank you.
4-0. Thank you. All right.
There is a back to your agenda, but it's not printed, unfortunately.
That's
I
okay.
apologize.
Old business. We have on here the 250th anniversary, and I think there was discussion that you guys were going to probably be bringing some new ideas at the beginning of next year. Is there anything that we want to discuss on that tonight?
Yeah, I think the newspaper had indicated it was a public meeting in January. So our first meeting that we haven't scheduled yet, but we're close to scheduling that, is going to be the Parks and Recreation team is going to lay out an approach. And shortly thereafter, we will have a meeting for the public. But in our first meeting that we had with the public, there were a lot of good ideas, but I didn't feel like they were like organized in a way that we could take action on them. So we're going to develop a process and a framework to receive the good ideas and actually do something about them. So bottom line, Parks and Rec meeting with just that committee, Tom and I, and that'll be in mid-January. And then shortly thereafter, we're going to move quickly, hopefully, on getting a plan together for that recognition.
We have received some really good ideas from a number of people, both residents and from other townships in the area. So things are moving along.
Any questions or comments from the audience on this? Any from Zoom? The Steinman Foundation quarterly report. Ms. Schweitzer, anything you want to highlight?
It's just their quarterly report. We've had several. The project is moving along. Funding sources are coming in.
Is there any new business to be brought up tonight? Okay, hearing none. Traffic Commission, again, we were discussing the need for the Traffic Commission. We had a Traffic Commission which had no agenda items again tonight. There was one discussion about a resident wanting to increase the speed limit, which is a little unusual for us on Chickies Road. We decided not to do that. Public comment. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to make public comment about a non-agenda item? Okay. Any on Zoom?
Yes, Scott. Good evening, Township. Alex Strand, 1351 Windermere Lane, Landisville, PA, 17538. I would like to thank the East Hempfield Township Board of Supervisors for selecting me for the supervisor position among these extremely high caliber candidates. It is my honor and privilege to take on this role. I promised the township and its resident my unwavering dedication and selfless service. I look forward to contributing to the township starting in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tran. I'm sorry. I probably should have asked you to speak earlier, and that's my mistake. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Any other comment? Okay. All right, manager's report.
So our projects that we have ongoing are fairly stagnant right now because of the winter season. I did want to point out for the Indian Springs Park project that we do have an agreement that's currently standing with GSL that they will continue to monitor the grants that are out there to move that project forward. We talked about the tax rate, Ruth's anniversary signage, personnel update. As you're aware, we have some changes occurring in the administration. Perry Madonna is retiring at the end of this year. The receptionist is retiring in January. The building inspector is retiring in February. It's a trend. The current zoning officer is moving into the receptionist position with expanded duties. This left a vacancy with the zoning officer position, which I've explained to you that I hired Jeremy Manns. He was a former public works person in our department, but with his new expertise, I think he's going to be very well received as a zoning officer. He left Public Works to seek a career as a police officer, but decided that law enforcement wasn't quite what he was looking for. He's been with us about 2.5 weeks, and reports are very favorable. The zoning officer also will now be doing property maintenance, which is a bit of a change because our building code official residential inspector is retiring. So he will be doing zoning and public property maintenance. And since our building code official is resigning, a residential inspector, we are all moving third party to Code Administrators, Inc. The Royerstown ladder truck is moving its way towards Pennsylvania. Hopefully by the end of the year, we should have it in Pennsylvania and have its final inspections, at which point we'll take ownership of that. I skipped part of my report anyway. The price tag on that machine, piece of equipment is 1.895 million. We will be seeking a loan through FNB Bank for 1 million and then covering the rest with a cash balance. Some of the other updates for personnel, Diane, Steve Skiles, and myself interviewed 4 applicants for the position of Public Works Director. We are moving through and comparing our notes, and we will likely give an employment offer to that person that we select sometime in the beginning of the year. Perry Madonna, after his retirement, is willing to come back and do some tutelage with that person, so we'll have that benefit for at least a month or so. I have also appointed Monica Stitzel as our acting finance director. Our current finance director is out on medical leave, likely until at least April of this next year. Joe Robinson, our former finance director, is also providing some tutelage for her and on a part-time basis. So let's see, the end result of all that shifting will be a permanent reduction in admin staff by 1 going into 2026. Scott Wigglesworth will be happy to know that Royerstown Fire Company has updated their bylaws. So they are now on the same page as Hempfield Fire Department, that all of their assets and holdings, should they dissolve, would be then the townships, which I think was the goal.
Thank you.
Thank John. He pressured them, Chief Gottmeyer. He pressured them and they got it done, finally.
Chief Kottmeyer, thank you.
Parting gift.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Regarding stormwater, regarding stormwater projects, also not much going on. We have not heard about Indian Springs and the LSA funding, the local share account funding. We hope to hear from that in January, and I know Chief Brubaker is also waiting to hear about that that's for
Radio purchase.
radios. Okay. That concludes my report, other than the fact that, again, we're meeting January 5th, which is a Monday, for reorganization and our regular meeting, and that meeting starts at 4:30. Unless there's questions.
I have none. Anybody?
Yep.
Any comments or questions from the audience on the manager's report? Any from Zoom? Okay. Well, hearing none, we will adjourn our meeting. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve our community. I'm very grateful for this experience. I think where we live is second to none. And my hope is that everyone here feels the same way and it continues. So thank you. Just to point out for everyone, the next scheduled meeting will be, as discussed here, will be Monday, January 5th at 4:30 p.m. That's the reorganization meeting. It's a little different time. So if you were planning on coming to the meeting, the next meeting will be here at 4:30 in January. Okay. All right. Well, with that, we will adjourn. It is 8:10. And again, thank you.